Are we live? My hair looks all fuzzy. Why do I look so fuzzy? Well, whatever the case may be. Doesn't look that bad. Let's see if we can't get our... There's our chat. Chat's empty right now, but we've got it active. Stream should be up then. Yep. Notification got sent out. Got real bad heartburn today. We've got a Estonian gamer in here, or not Estonian gamer, saying hello, and Henry Kobla saying good morning. Well, we're going to get right into the game. Pick it up where we left off last time. And, got Dragos Ionut saying, hi, mate. Yeah, I gotta play the game. I gotta get in there because the title screen is too light. It makes it hard to read the chat. Yeah. Resume game. Definitely not Estonian gamer says, what is going on? What game is it? Oh, we're playing Divinia Chronicles. Legend of Gan-Ti? Gan-Ti, I think is what it was called. We played it several days ago for the first time. It's kind of like Zelda. It's an indie game, but it plays a lot and looks a lot like Zelda. By the great tree. Thank you. Didn't I already do this part? Yeah, we already did this. Alright, we're just gonna skip through that, yeah. Yeah, those are the things we have to go through and find. Yeah, I was gonna say, what the heck? Why is it... Didn't we do a whole bunch of stuff after this part? I hope it all saved. Yeah, because we got this rock guy. Oh boy. Dragos Ionut says 18 o'clock in the UK. Is it morning in the USA? It's not morning. It is noon here. But Henry Kobla did say good morning, so... Oh yeah, look at all these. Alright. Definitely not a Estonian gamer says, oh, some anime style. My mom plays some Naruto game on my Xbox. Yeah, it's vaguely anime style. Not typically my thing, but popped up on the, Oh yeah, look at all this freaking dialogue. They're definitely afraid of, gameplay. Definitely not a Estonian gamer says, here it is 8 in the evening. I hope it didn't, undo all of that progress we made, because, yeah, I feel like we did a half an hour more of gameplay after freeing her and getting the rock monster. So I'll be real bummed out if I have to redo all of that. If I remember, Q and E was the way to cycle through the different... Yeah, look at that. Alright, let's go check it out. Let's see if I can remember the extremely complex combat system. Oh, that's right. When I was playing this game, I have to put the controller up on something soft because it constantly vibrates. Ow! Yeah, suck on that, mushroom and bee. We'll find out when we get into this little corner cave, because if the rock thing still has an unopened chest behind it, that means that it did not include our gameplay that we did after rescuing her the first time. I don't know about you guys, but it is getting cold where I live. It's like, I feel like, well, I mean, it's noon and it's still like 40 degrees outside today, but when I woke up this morning, it was frozen solid. Your boy got hit by a mushroom. Yeah, I'm not doing a great job here. That mushroom didn't seem to take very much damage there. It was all ones and twos. There we go. Alright, let's see if there's an unopened chest back here. No, it's opened. Okay, good. Dave Zill's in and he says, woohoo! Hey, Dave Zill, how's it doing? Alright, let's drop our bomb right here. I think this was the way that we had to go when we were still playing. So, yeah, I remember we had just gotten into this cave. Look at them crystals. How you doing, Davezilla? What's the temperature like down in Texas? I was just telling everyone that it is chilly where I live. We were froze. Oh crap! Am I gonna die? Yeah. Check that out. I feel like I remember that being the last thing that happened last time we played. Definitely not Estonian gamers. Also saying hello to Davezilla. That's very nice of him. Can't say for sure if I know how to block poison puke. Because I can block physical attacks pretty easily. Yeah. Well, let's heal. I'm not gonna like this cave area very much with the constant poisoning. Oh, and I figured out what all that noise during the stream yesterday was. You know how it sounded like there was a dump truck outside my window for like a half an hour? Well, it was supposed to be the people filling up the fuel oil for my furnace. But then afterwards I went downstairs to the basement to check it out and see how much they put in, and they put in none. It was still below a quarter tank, so gonna have to get that figured out. But there we got our bridge opened up. Wonder if we can ride these carts once we get all the railroads brought back together. Davezilla said, "Wonderful so far. It's a frigid 85 degrees here. But to be fair, it was 97 a couple days ago. That seems warm." Definitely not a Estonian gamer said, "Hearts of Iron 4 DLC just dropped and I played it." Yeah, I saw when I turned on Steam today that there was a Hearts of Iron sale going on. So that makes sense. It was DLC related. My brother plays Hearts of Iron. He insists that I would like it, but I haven't given it a try. Oh yeah, that's right. There's no dodge or roll button in this game. We have 23,000 gold though, so when we get back to town, whenever that'll be, we should be able to buy something. It's funny, the sound effect it made when I blocked that frog guy was the same as like the miss animation sound effect from RuneScape. Oh, so the new DLC is Italy focused. I mean, I feel like I might like Hearts of Iron 4 since it seems to just be warfare. I know that there are, so like Europa Universalis and stuff like that don't really hold a lot of interest for me. I played a little bit of Crusader Kings, not much of 2 because the UI was so bad and so outdated by the time I tried it that I played like less than a half an hour before I was like, I'm not going to play this game anymore. But I did play 3 quite a bit. I played, I don't know, probably about 24, 25 hours worth. It was basically just 2 playthroughs. And it was fun. I liked it. The Dynasty stuff was a little bit to get used to, you know, but I had fun with it. Little concerned that none of the mods have popped up in the chat yet. Definitely not a Estonian gamer says, "Please stream Crusader Kings 3. I could probably stream that. I haven't played it since it came out. So it probably wouldn't hurt to do a little bit of streaming that. I'd have to remember how to do it. Basically, when it comes to strategy games, I like Civilization and I like Total War. I play a lot of Total War. Civ 5 is fun to play multiplayer. I still play that to this day with quite a few of my friends. Damn zombies. Haha. Hey, we got Redneck Zeus in here saying, "Hey, howdy." Oh boy. Good thing I checked, because we about to die. There we go. Of course, poison me right away. It's just rude. Let's heal again. So these frogs, I think they are definitely supposed to be chefs. They have that weird hat thing on. They appear to have an apron on. Howie. and they have a spoon in their hand. So, anyone there in the chat, hunters? Do any of you hunt? Because we recently, I noticed we were getting a lot of droppings here in the yard, and we recently put up a camera, and we've spotted a buck infestation in my yard. My wife and I disagree on the amount because she thinks that there's a little bit more variety than I do. I think there are 4 distinct bucks. She thinks there's 5. So it'll come down to whether or not we have 2 large 8-pointers hanging out in our yard at, you know, all times. There's a person. Dave Zilla says, Crusader Kings 2 is only viable as a platform for the Game of Thrones mods. They make it playable trying to conquer Westeros. Oh, that's like Mount & Blade Warband. It's super old, but they still have the best Game of Thrones mods. Civ 5 has some pretty solid Game of Thrones mods. That's the fun thing about strategy games, is they're much easier to mod. I feel like there's a really good Game of Thrones mod for one of the Total War games. They were all pretty solid, though. So that mask looks an awful lot like one of the artifacts that that girl had popped up. Does shooting rats and wild turkeys with some spring-loaded gun count as hunting? I guess. Oh, these guys look like they might be enemies. Yeah, they're definitely enemies. They don't appear to be very easy enemies either. What about this giant griffin type thing? Basically just getting in a couple strikes and then going away. My friend and I have 3 feeders up near the creek. We've only seen wild pigs this year. Yeah, we don't have wild pigs around here. And on our game cameras out in the woods, like on the farm, we will typically get maybe some small yearling bucks or something like that every once in a while, but it's pretty much always just does and fawns. So we don't typically get that excited about it, but like I said, we just noticed that we've been getting a lot of droppings and seeing a lot of tracks in and around our yard, and we've got this high grass section on the 5 acres we live on here, and so we set up a camera down there to kind of keep an eye out for it and see what animals were coming into the yard. Yeah, in a single day we had at least 4, but like I said, my wife thinks 5 different distinct bucks show up. And for sure one of them was a pretty dang large 8-pointer. Oh boy, that griffin thing did a lot of damage. Definitely not Estonian Gamer's got a good point. We got 7 people watching, but only 4 people like the stream. That's real small dick energy. I knew that was gonna happen. I figured there wasn't a chance I was gonna take those things out on my first try. Lexi1397 says she would love to go hunting. Oh no, we're at the beginning of the dungeon. I'm not in love with that. Gonna have to level up, try to get some skills. Kill as many of these poisonous frogs as we can. Okay, so you've got 30 seconds to get those likes up, or I'm scourging. Kindly. I like how you add kindly to the end of it. My grandmother almost got jumped from above when she went to the outhouse by a big cat. Like a cougar? Like that kind of big cat, or just a big house cat? I know that, ooh boy, I almost fell in. A lot of my relatives used to, you know, in the last generation, used to still have an outhouse. And they had multiple things like that where they'd be going out to the outhouse and there'd be a bear outside. So they have to quick scurry back inside and grab a gun. Not a cougar, but something like that. Well, you could have a lynx or a bobcat. Those are decent sized. Oops. Keep going. I forgot about the awesome anime sound effects in this game. And there we go. Have to run around that again. I think I'm still, like, I want to say that I keep the XP when I die. So, that should make it so it gets easier. Oh, Karina Smirnoff's in and says, hello, everyone. Hello, Karina. How's it going? We already died once. Well, twice, if you count the first time we died warming up with the mobs. But we got to the end of this little dungeon thing here, and we found a, I don't know what you call it, another boss fight, but this one had a griffin, and we were doing decently good, and we killed one of the slightly more advanced frog-type enemies, but then we ate it. Not the frog, we, you know, ate it after we got killed by the griffin. Apparently the griffin does lots of damage. It was a lynx that told me Google. Okay. Could have been a lynx. I've seen lynx before. I mean, I've never been to Estonia, but they exist here, so I believe they exist there. I know that when I play Hunter Call of the Wild, that there was some sort of a cat that we could hunt over in Germany. So, that's pretty close to Estonia, relatively speaking. It's funny, when I talk to people from Europe, they might not think something like Germany is close to Estonia, but then you look at the United States and you realize, you know, in my perspective, it's everything in most of Eastern and Western Europe would be within the borders of the United States. So, it all seems close to me. Huh? Little Yoshi-looking frog. Alright. Karina Smirnoff says, I just woke up from a nap. My head was hurting, so I had to take a nap. That's fair. I know that daytime napping is said to give you Alzheimer's, but I know a lot of people that do it. Yeah! Eat it! Ah! There we go. Got a couple of them. Alright, how did we level up before? Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. Oh, we'll level these all up. Good, we got 3 left. We'll do 3 more on here. Oh, we can't. Okay. Alright, well, we were able to level up our skills. So at least that should help. Okay, that gave us twice as much healing. That's good. What did he say? That's Europeanist, but fair. That's fair. Bring on the forgetfulness. Yeah, the distance between Nico and I is probably 3 countries wide, but we're still in America. Yeah, Dave Zilla, it might be even more than that. Because I live in northern Wisconsin. I don't know where you live in Texas, but that's probably, between us is probably, what, at least 2,000 miles? I don't know for sure, because obviously you could live way on the northern border of Texas. But, you know, that's pretty far in Europe. You know, what is Italy like 2,000 miles from Estonia? You know, it's pretty far away. Got a bit of a cough today. Let's just skip this time. I mean, we kind of skipped it last time, but... This one had way less, ado before we got into the, boss fight than the last boss fight. But yeah, see, we got two of these red frog chefs and a griffin. Well, what I think is a griffin. Griffin's a half frog, not frog, half lion, half eagle, right? That's a griffin. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I love it. I love dying. It's the best. Woo! I'm not dead inside, not at all. Yeah, I know. Spawn me back here. Yep, you definitely keep your XP, so that's good. So that means that every time we die, we're going to get a little bit closer to being able to defeat the griffin. Alright. Italy from Estonia, 2,000 miles? No, Sweden is like 2,000 miles long. I don't know where all your stuff is. Saying Sweden's 2,000 miles long? Really? Doesn't seem that big. I'd have to look that up to verify it. Or Karina could. I live dead center Texas. It takes 3 hours to escape. So what's going on in the game? I missed a bit. No, actually, you didn't miss a bit. From the beginning of this stream to the end of the last stream, basically it's the same because we just entered this cave. So we're we have to go through, activate 3 levers, and then we get to the end and there's a boss fight. And I've died in the boss fight twice now. But Karina, could you do me a favor and find out 2 things? A, how long is Sweden? And B, how far is Estonia from Italy? In miles. Because now I'm curious. I'm trying to picture the size of Europe in my head in comparison to the United States. Because all of my friends from Europe... Oh, we died way quicker in that one. I should have been paying attention. All of my friends from Europe have said that, like, within a day they can drive basically across the entire thing. And you can't drive across the entirety of the United States in a day. It takes 20 hours to get from where I live to where my sister lives in Florida. And that's not even driving the whole width of the United States, much less the length. He says Sweden is like 1,000 kilometers long, which is less than, what, that's less than 500 miles, isn't it? Oh, 621 miles, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's right, a kilometer is about 0.6 of a mile. Okay, that's fair. That sounds more about right. I was like, when he said Sweden's 2,000 miles long, I was like, that doesn't sound right. Because that would make Sweden... I'm not exactly sure now. 977 miles, that's what? From Estonia to Italy? Or that's how long you found Sweden was? Which one, Karina? I need answers. Alright, this time we'll pay attention to our health. Suck on that, zombies. And frog. There we go. That's how long Sweden is? Okay, I'm guessing it's just that you and Estonian Gamer are using different points of measurement. So, okay, for the second one, the curiosity is boiling his bloods. Well, so I know a ton about history, but geography I know some about. I'm not an expert on geography. And so whenever it comes up, I'm interested in learning it. And in terms like this, that's stuff that it's really easy for me to remember. So if it comes up that I'm talking to someone and we're discussing how far from something is or how big something is in relation to something that I do know, like the United States, it's easier for me to log those memories and learn. So, shit, you're right. Italy is less than 2,000 miles long. From central Estonia to Rome is 1,677 miles. See, that's what I figured. But like I said, that wasn't based on some great geographical knowledge I have. I was just picturing a map of Europe and comparing it in my head to a map of the United States. And I know how big the United States is. So, like, a lot of people don't understand how much bigger the United States is than almost everywhere else. I want to say we're either I think we're the second largest country after Russia, but China might be close. I'm not sure how big China is. But yeah, like I said, the United States is huge. Texas is bigger than most countries in the world, you know? There are very few countries in the world that are bigger than Texas. Hell, even Wisconsin, which is like I said, it's in the top 20, I think, for biggest U.S. states by landmass, but it's nowhere near the biggest, is also bigger than most countries. Oh, Canada! Yeah, Canada. I always forget about Canada because there's, like, no people there. But then again, Russia has very few people, too. Their population is tiny. I think Russia's population is lower than Bangladesh. Even though they're huge. Yeah, but I think you're right, Estonian Gamer. I think Canada is 2, Russia is 1, and then I think the United States is 3. And I think China is a close 4. For size, of course. China has the most population. Dave Zill says, I'd be lying if I could point out every European country on a map, only a handful. If I had a map, I could point out the vast majority of them, but it wouldn't be... It would be by pointing out the ones I know for sure, and then doing the ones that I'm pretty sure about. That it would be process of elimination. But honestly, it's the same way I'd do a US map for states. I know the vast majority of the states, but a couple of them might confuse me on a map, so it would be process of elimination due to the last couple. Karina says, it takes about 29 hours to travel from Estonia to Italy. Sounds about right. Especially considering there's some mountains in the way. India is pretty large too. Yeah, India is pretty big, and they have a big population. That's true. India is, I want to say they're in the top 3 for world population. Because the United States only has about 330 million, I think. I think that's our total population, which isn't very high given our land mass, but it is much higher than the other 2 largest countries by land mass because all of the United States is habitable except for the most extreme parts of our southwest, which are desert. Because a lot of Russia and Canada are uninhabitable tundra, basically. Definitely not Estonian gamer says so. The Texas has a land area of 695,000 kilometers. Estonia has only 45,000. That's what I'm saying. I think Estonia is probably close to the same size as Wisconsin, maybe a little bit smaller. Because I don't know offhand what the total landmass is for Wisconsin, but Texas is huge. There are very few countries in the world bigger than Texas. I think India might be close to the same size as Texas. And India is in the top 5 biggest countries in the world. Well, unless you count Australia. I think Australia is quite a bit bigger. Because if you count Australia, then it goes Russia, Canada. I don't know why you wouldn't count Australia. It's weird that I'm saying it like that. But yeah, I think it goes Russia, Canada, United States, China, and Australia. I think China and Australia are close to being the same size. And then probably India. But population-wise, I'm not sure. I know China's number 1. I know India's up there. It's probably number 2. Because India has a huge population. I think... I would say the United States is probably... Oh, no! Australia doesn't exist. See, that's why, in my head, I didn't list Australia right away. Dave Zilla says, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area is bigger than some countries. That's true. Okay, Wisconsin has 169,000 kilometers squared, and Estonia is only 45,000. Okay, yeah, so Wisconsin is bigger than Estonia. I thought so. Like I said, Europe makes up for, in size and population, they make up for having a lot of really interesting history, basically. Because, it's a pretty small place, and not that many people, either, when you consider it. Because, Asia's got, obviously, the vast majority of the people in the world, and then the Americas are pretty well populated, too. There's obviously, since the Americas are so big, there's, oh, we got a Dr. Zowden. He says, Dave's fault, take my money. With €5. Thank you very much, Dr. Zowden. You have made my stream profitable. We're talking geography and history. Yeah, you got here just in time. Also trying to grind out this dungeon until I'm able to kill the stupid griffin. The problem is the conversation is actually interesting enough that it's distracting me, and I keep forgetting to heal myself when I'm fighting the griffin, so... I think it basically one-hits me every time. On the bright side, I should get to level 11 soon and be able to level up some of my perks some more. Ah! Dr. X is a legend. That is correct. Probably has the record, I don't know if it tracks it anywhere, but probably has the record for most super chats on the channel. Mac Grant says, how do I get the Mauser pistol in Red Dead Redemption 2? It unlocks relatively late in the game if we're talking the story mode. I think it does, at least. But once you've unlocked it, you can buy it at the gun shop. Or you can do the... You can do the gunslinger missions, and you can get a unique variant of it, the Billy Midnight pistol. It'll be like a solid gold variant of it. I can't remember the specific mission or place where you unlock the Mauser pistol off the top of my head. It's possible I have a video on the channel for it, but I don't think I did a lot of unlock videos for Red Dead 2. Should've. I definitely should've. But the thing is when Red Dead 2 came out, I was just super into playing it. I wasn't really thinking about videos too much while I was doing it, plus I was still making a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance videos. But yeah, alright, let's heal quick. Alright. I'm in chapter 4 and it's still locked. Okay, maybe it's a location then. Maybe you have to, like, just go somewhere and find it. I know that, like, I think it's the Schofield pistol you unlock by getting into the back room in the gun shop in or not the gun shop, the doctor's office in Valentine. And so the Mauser pistol might have been one of the gun shops, like the one in Rhodes or in Saint Denis, maybe. where you get back there and then you can pick it up and find it, and then you've unlocked it. That might be how you get the Mauser pistol, now that I think about it. Because it shouldn't be... You should have it by Chapter 4, I would think. Because I think in Chapter 5 you get the 1989, the Browning 1989 pistol. I think that's the last one that you unlock in the game. Alright, let me see if I missed it, if anyone else said it. I do want to hear of Lembitu. Estonian Gamer, you can explain to me what Lembitu is. Oh, thanks, Matt Grant. I'm glad you subscribed. That's awesome. Damned O'Driscolls. Is the semi-automatic pistol close enough until I unlock it? Oh yeah, they're practically the same gun. A lot of people actually like the semi-auto more. Basically, you trade... A semi-auto deals slightly higher damage and has slightly better accuracy, but has 2 less rounds in it. So yeah, the semi-auto pistol is an excellent gun. A lot of people like it more than the Mauser. I know that for me, the only reason I use the semi-autos over the Mausers, if I'm going to use a semi-automatic gun until I get the 1989 in the story mode, I'll use them because they fit better in the holsters. They don't look as weird as the Mauser pistols do. But once I get... So, if I'm doing semi-auto builds, which I usually don't because I just like the revolvers better, I go from the semi-auto, which is the Borkart pistol. I'll go straight from that to the 1898. Thank you, Matt Grant. Yes, Karina Smirnoff, coming in with the thanks. There we go, I healed right away. I just bought 2, thanks. Awesome. Yeah, definitely good guns. And I've got, if you want to customize them and you don't have any ideas for how, I've got some videos showing a lot of different customization options for basically all the weapons in the game on the channel. So, with my my own designs. Some of them pretty fun and unique, I would say. We'll get these stupid frogs. It's easier. The Griffin is dangerous, but it's also slow. So as long as I'm keeping my character out of his range, we're not going to get killed by him. But the frogs are more complicated. So basically, if I can not take some damage for a little bit, there we go. I can build up to do the little. There we go. There. Now we use this. Oh, dang! I was hoping that would kill it. Love your wife is pissed, but worth it. That's funny. She's like, stop giving money to the YouTubers! My wife would say the same thing. That's funny. So, the mighty Lembit was a general leader during the Baltic Crusades. He led an entire Estonian people against the Livonians and Teutonics. He almost made it to the Riga. That's cool. I know that the Teutons were a big fan of pissing off everyone in Eastern Europe for a while there. Very interesting history on them. I particularly like how it took to finally defeat the Teutons in the... It was what, the Polish and Lithuanians had eventually band together and get them? Excellent catalog of custom weapons. I think so. I think a lot of the designs I came up with the weapons all look really good. Obviously, I follow similar themes in the videos, so if you watch them all, you kind of just figure out my design philosophy. But I think a lot of them look really cool. And I especially like where I would do the offset pairs, where I'd do like... they wouldn't look exactly the same, but it was designed to be done in a pair. Oh, what the hell? I thought we still had full life. Ah! Lexi1397 says, I loved your customization videos. They are pretty. Thank you very much. Personally, my favorite one for Red Dead is always going to be the, like, blue metal with gold accents and, like, the red wood varnish. Or, like, the reddish brown wood varnish. That just looks so sharp, in my opinion. I do like going with the factory finish a lot of times, just because, you know, realism and stuff. And I also like... silver designs with black handles. Like, those are probably my top 3 designs in Red Dead for any of the guns. But yeah, the blue with gold and the red wood looks so good. Definitely stands out in a classy sort of way. The Gus McRae Navy Revolver is #1, hands down. Gus McRae at Navy Revolver. I didn't think Gus McRae used a Navy Revolver. Didn't he use a Colt? No, it wasn't a Walker. That would have been too late for Lonesome Dove. Maybe it was. Maybe it was a 1851 Navy. That would make sense. You know, being a post-Civil War type firearm. Maybe it was Gus McRae. There we go, leveled up again. Woohoo! Alright, he says, also, we led the last Vikings raid in history against the Swedish town of Sigtuna in the year of 1187. Really? That's also interesting. Oh, crap, I should have used it on this. What is that second one I leveled up? I don't even know what that is. I should have done the tornado one that I use. Well, we'll get it on the next one. I almost got off the thing before it jumped me into the cutscene that time. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe he used, like, a Dragoon or something like that, but the closest they had in the game was the Navy Revolver. That could be. I don't remember. I would have to remember. Because, yeah, that was from Lonesome Dove. I mean, it was like one of the last raids. Well, I know that the last group very involved in the Viking era, what's considered Viking era. And now, mind you, that's not the last time anyone from any of the Scandinavian countries raided anyone. You know, they went to Viking many times. It's just that by that point, most of them weren't pagan anymore, and so it was much less common. But the last group to be heavily involved in Viking-type activity were the Kievan Rus. Because they stuck with the whole ideology quite a bit longer than most of your Norwegian-type people. Or Scandinavian, I should say. Norway's a country. But the last big one. Estonia to Scandinavia. Hashtag Estonia to Scandinavia. Yes, now I've got some members of the family that married into our family that are Brits. They're very used to the UK and everything. And it's funny, we'll bring they'll come over here for vacations and stuff, and they love the United States, you know. It's huge and beautiful, and they love the outdoors, so it's like the perfect spot. So they love coming over. But it's hilarious because we'll be like, yeah, we'll hop in here and we'll show you, you know, we'll go to this forest or whatever and show you this. It's not that far away. And they're like, how far is it? And we'll be like, I don't know, about 2 hours. And they're like, that's not very far? I'm like, yeah, I mean, you could drive for, you know, 5 hours in any direction where we live in Wisconsin and you'd still be in Wisconsin. It's a whole different world. It also is, so what I do know of geography is mostly through the historical lens, because I'm familiar with a lot of military campaigns and stuff like that, and especially like something in England, it'll take a day for an army to march from like Wales to Mercia, and those are different nations. So when I picture different countries, I picture the three that are around me. The United States, Mexico, and Canada. And sure, if you're within a couple hours of the border, you could march to another nation inside of a day, but for most places in the United States, that would be a bit far. It would take a while to march that far. It's why when a lot of people hear about the American Civil War and they learn about stuff that, you know, battles and events, they're surprised by how long it all takes, and I'm like, yeah, but you gotta remember, the United States is a really big country. Estonian Gamer says, I imagine the US is depressing. I mean, I thought it was all square roads and cheap houses. Oh no, the United States is great. I obviously want to visit a lot of the older European countries and stuff just to see a lot of the well-defined European history for myself, you know. But the United States is great. For one thing, it's, out of all the natural beauties in the world, yes, there are things that compare, but the United States has such an amazing variety because of its size. And no, not all square roads and cheap houses. The roads are ridiculous in the United States. In some areas, yeah, you're going to get real square, blocky, uninspired type of stuff. But that's not the case everywhere. There's a lot of roads that do still go with the landscape, and, you know, we have mountains and tons of lakes. Hell, the biggest freshwater lakes in the world, all of them are in the United States. That's why we call them the Great Lakes. They're right around my state of Wisconsin. Lexi says, I love how someone could bring up some random facts about geography, history, or really anything, and you'll know quite a bit about it. Just the stuff that interests me. If someone wants to talk about, I don't know, the history of clothing, I'd probably not be into that. Well, you know, then again, if we're talking, like, clothing as it pertains to the medieval era or the early Renaissance even, and especially if it has any means in combat, then yeah, I'm probably still going to be interested in it. Dang, so apparently when I block, I don't block all the damage from him. That's how I kept dying. There we go, we healed. I wish he had a health bar so I'd know how close I was, because I've got to be getting close on him. Oh, so that did a lot of damage. Ah, okay, stop doing that. He's got to be getting close to dying because he's doing that jump attack now. Unfortunately, there's no way to level to... Ah, I'm gonna die! You said the biggest freshwater lake in the world is in Russia. It's named Baikal. I mean, I could take your word for it. Russia's a huge place, so if there was... Is it frozen? Because maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe the largest non-frozen freshwater lakes are the Great Lakes. Because Lake Superior is huge. It's like 300 miles long. It's bigger than quite a few European nations. I'm not familiar with Lake Baikal. Someone give me the stats on Baikal. Tell me how long and wide it is. What's the total area? I need to know. My thirst for knowledge continues. And also, is it a frozen lake or is it a not frozen freshwater lake? I'm just picturing now some like crystal clear lake with mountains in the background. It ain't frozen? That's good. No, it's entirely possible that I was just misquoting a fact about the lakes being the largest. Average depth is 758 meters. That's pretty deep. That's the average depth? Woo! That must be a pretty big one. Brainworms are active today. That's good. Learning is containing 20% of the world's fresh water. Really? That's quite large. There we go. Man, I'm still... That 758 meters being the average depth makes me wonder if it's just a giant hole. You know? Either that or it must just be a steep drop-off. That's crazy. Water in there must be freezing. Also kind of makes me wonder what kind of fish you could catch in that bad boy. Funny thing is, I don't know that I'll ever visit Russia, which is a shame, but it doesn't make my list of places that I'm likely to visit, mostly because, you know, most of the time, even when the United States and Russia aren't officially enemies, we're still kind of enemies. So, it makes it unlikely that I'll do a whole lot of visiting, but if I ever do, now I'm going to need to go see this giant lake. At 1,637 meters, it's the deepest freshwater lake in the world. That's crazy. That is really deep. Oh man, that's wild. Now I also kind of want to know how deep Lake Superior is at its deepest. I know it's pretty deep, but I don't think it's anywhere near that deep. That's pretty freaking deep. Ah, Dave Zilla, that's probably true. A comet probably hit the Earth there and made a giant frickin' crater. Because that is insanely deep. Come on, you stupid poison things. You're not the real enemy. I have to get to the boss. It's hilarious. I'll spend the whole stream today trying to finish this stupid boss fight. Stop killing me, you dick. There we go. It's the stupid stamina that screws me every time. 406 meters, that's how deep Lake Superior is? Yeah, that's insane. That lake in Russia sounds crazy. Yeah, if it's that deep, I would imagine that it contains most of the world's fresh water. Ooh, boy. Ah, stop hitting me, you dink. There we go. Killed that one. That's nuts. Yeah, it had to be like an asteroid or a comet or something like that had to have hit there to make something that insanely big. Either that or that's the Neander Valley. Oh, Dave Zell, you're right. There's definitely sea dragons in that bad boy. No way that you got a... What was it, 1,600? Did he say it was deep? Yeah, 1,600 meters deep at its deepest and had an average depth of 758 meters. That means the average depth is deeper than Lake Superior. That's nuts. There's definitely sea dragons in that bad boy. I wouldn't be looking in some tiny lake in Scotland for the Loch Ness Monster. I'd be looking in that lake. And it would make sense why it's never been found. But Russia is beautiful. The villages, the people, the culture, the houses. No, I agree. I'm not saying I don't want to see Russia. I'm saying, given the political instability between my nation and Russia, it's unlikely that I will visit Russia. I would love to see Russia, because, first of all, a lot of the most beautiful churches in the world are Eastern Orthodox churches, and most of them are in Russia. And I would love to just go on a tour and see all of them. But second of all, yeah, I've heard the natural beauty of Russia is insane. I have an uncle on my mom's side who lived in Siberia for a very long time. He lives in Azerbaijan now, but lived in Siberia for a super long time. I would love to visit. I just, like I said, I just don't think realistically I will. My short list of places I want to visit for now, places that I'm pretty confident that I want to go. I want to go to to Czechia and check out, like, basically the whole region of Bohemia, because that's where my family's most recently from. They're originally from Germany, but they moved to Bohemia for like 200 years before they moved to the United States. So I want to go check out Bohemia and see all of that. Plus, it'd be really cool to check out all of the stuff from Kingdom Come Deliverance. But I also want to see Poland. I'd love to go to Italy and Greece. Ireland and Scotland are both on my list. New Zealand. Those are all the places not in the United States that I want to visit. It and the surrounding mountains were formed by the Earth's crust fracturing and moving. Well, that makes sense. That's how most things on Earth were formed. Ah, dick. Here we go. What do they say? According to Bickel World Web, it was probably originally a riverbed, but tremors and fractures in the Earth's crust increased the size and widened the space between the shores. Huh. And Dave Zilla says he follows a few Azerbaijani cooks on YouTube. I love the mountains in their videos. Yeah, apparently, again, it's another really beautiful country. The long list of forming is the forming of Baikal. Ireland and Prague. Well, Prague is in Bohemia. So, like, in Czechia, I should say. So, yeah, that's definitely on my list. I want to see Prague in depth. I want to spend at least 2 weeks visiting Prague. That would be badass. And Ireland is great for a lot of reasons. A, the country is beautiful. B, there's a lot of well-preserved castles that I would love to see. Or at least a couple, I should say. Not really a lot. I'm gonna try this number 2 one. Well, that didn't seem to help very much. Helps me take less damage, I assume, but... Ah! Well, we're taking less damage with the shield on. Come on, make contact with him. He's got different modes, like several different modes of his combat. Oh crap, our shield's down. I don't love this eagle enemy. He seems to be a little bit too difficult to fight. I want to say the original reason why my uncle moved to Azerbaijan after leaving Siberia was because they offered, like, they gave him a whole bunch of money to move there, basically, because he like they were basically hiring people to come there and have kids. I think that would be the main reason. I don't know how to kill this eagle. I'm having trouble with it. He keeps going into different modes of combat, so I know I'm progressing the fight. Oh, we'll see you in a few, Dave Zilla. That's right, I can run. I keep forgetting about that. I only have 12 hit points left. If I even block a hit from him, I will die. I don't want to die again. Ooh, I can do drive-bys. Ah! Yeah, that checks out. I got stuck. That's weird prostitution. Prostitution, yeah, that's what he said. I mean, from what I understand, there are certain nations that pay you to come there because their birth rate is well below replacement. I know that here in the United States, you get like an annual check from the government of Alaska just for living there. I don't know how much it is, but it's a couple $1,000s at least. I know that's a thing because Alaska's so unpopulated. I figured you meant prostitution. No, there's all sorts of stuff like that. Basically, most of the Western world has been below replacement birth rate for a long time. So basically, replacement birth rate is 2. It means that on average, every couple, you know, so married couples or whatever, needs to have at least 2 kids. That's replacement. So 2.1 is past replacement. So if you have 2 kids, you have replaced yourself. So you and your spouse have been replaced by your 2 kids. So the population will stay exactly the same if everybody has 2 kids. Past replacement, so a growth rate, has to be at least 2.1 on average. Hungary gives you a free minivan? That's cool. I mean, I've never had a minivan. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. My parents had a minivan at one point. My dad smoked a giant deer with it, though. And that was the end of our minivan. But yeah, so basically your birth rate has to be, on average, at least 2.1 or you're below replacement. And so, most of the Western world has been that way for a while. The United States has recently entered the period that is what's known as past the point of no return, which means that we've already been well below the average birth rate or the replacement birth rate for long enough that we've got way, way more old people than we have young people. So the workforce is dying off or retiring, and there aren't enough people to fill those spots, basically. And there's lots of nations, like I think Japan has been past it for a long time too. And quite a few nations in Europe. I think Germany might be past it. There's quite a few that are past the point of no return. That obviously doesn't mean an apocalypse is coming. What it just means is a major economic downturn is coming. Because the problem with economic recessions that are a result of no people in the workforce is that they're much harder to fix. It's not an inflation problem or a supply problem or something like that. It's a problem that all the materials are there and the products are wanted by someone, but you don't have the people to make them, you know? And so that's the problem with the economic recession from a population problem, is that it can't be fixed quickly. It takes generations to fix it. So that's why people like Elon Musk are terrified of the low population, because they know that it's not a quick fix. The United States has been kind of getting away with it for a long time because we have like millions of immigrants entering the United States every single year, legal and illegal, which has artificially kept the United States population growing instead of shrinking. Here you get 500 euro for 3 kids. That's fun. I have 3 kids. What do they do with them once I sell them for 500 euros? No, I'm just kidding. I figure I know what you mean. But a lot of Estonian parents are either single or not married. Oh, but that's a lot of the Western world in general. You've got a ton of adults in the United States, the United Kingdom, most of Western Europe, and a lot of Eastern Europe. Either A, they never get married and just don't have kids that way, or they have kids but they don't take care of them, you know, because they're not in an actual committed relationship with the person who they're supposed to be raising the child with. But even when you do have people getting married, especially here in the United States and other rich countries, they just stay married and they don't ever have kids, or maybe they have one, but that's half the replacement rate. If you have 1 kid, you are 1 short to just replace the 2 of you. You know. I want at least 8 kids. That's a lot of kids, Redneck Zeus. I come from a family of 6. Like, there were 6 kids in my family. Me, and I had 5 siblings. One of the smaller families in my larger family. So out of all my dad's siblings, I think there's only 2 of his siblings had less kids than him. I've got one uncle that's got like 14 kids, and then there's 3 families, I think, that have 8. I have 3 kids. I don't know that I'll have any more, but I would like more. So, Estonian Gamer says you get 500 euros a month for the 3 kids, so you have to have 3 to have a profit. That's funny. Yeah, that doesn't sound bad. 500 euros a month for having 3 kids. I could use 500 euros a month. I wouldn't kick that away. Ah! Yeah, I still haven't quite figured out the stamina system in this game. It appears you have to go away and let your, like, combo thing totally empty out to, like, start refilling your stamina. Zoinks. How did that not build up enough for me to use the healing button? So I can only run forward, sprinting. Ouch. Well, now I have 9 hit points again. For some reason, I'm thinking I'm not going to make it through this boss fight. Oh, there we got the healing button. Maybe I should try the, Maybe I should try the other one. I mean, here in the United States, obviously, we don't get a... Okay, that's the poison one. I probably didn't need to use that. We don't get a monthly stipend for having kids, but obviously you get, like, tax credits, deductions off of your taxable income to a decent extent. I think it works out pretty well balancing. Right. That one's a big bomb. I don't know what that one is. I'm gonna level up this one, though. Oh, I can't. Crap, that's right. I need 2 levels to level them up now. Hey, Ninja Slap's here, and he says, sup. Not much, Ninja Slap. We're playing the same game from last time. Well, we'll figure out what that number 2 one is. Oh, I think it stunned the bird. Yeah, that ain't good. I'll switch back over. What does he say? I'm the youngest from a mixed family of 10. My mom had 5 from a previous marriage. My dad had 3, and they had 2 more together. Okay, so that's quite a few. I assume you had a decent family life if you are, if you want 8. Because typically that's the indication there. When you come from a large family, if it was a pretty good experience, you yourself will want a somewhat large family. If it was not a good experience, usually you won't. So, that's just the on average. It's not a fact, you know, not everyone is going to fall under that umbrella, but that seems to be the average experience for kids from large families. So, hopefully you did have a good childhood. Definitely not a stunning gamer says, damn it, I went to Scouts for the sword, but only Cumans and Talmberg folk was there. Not a great experience? But was it good? Was it terrible? Or just not great, you know? Because how is it still doing damage to me? I say, for me, not to get too into personal details about my childhood, but my childhood was mostly okay, but my parents got divorced, and that kind of ruined a lot of childhoods, as divorce usually does. Well, I think I'm going to die again. I have 6 hit points left, and once again, I have no, I don't know, mana or energy or whatever for... Yeah, the dodging past him thing isn't going to work because it's too slow and he's got way too big of a hit strike area. You dropped out of school when you were 14. That is pretty young. So, do you have like a GED? Because I assume you didn't get your diploma if you dropped out at 14. And did you like drop out to go straight into the workforce or what? Were you a street crime type person? I had a couple people I knew from school when I was younger, and I think I know 3 people that dropped out of school. I think one of them was right around the age of 14. No one in my family dropped out of school. Not my generation. I feel like in fact, most of my dad's family, I know all of my mom's family did not. I know all of them finished high school, and I feel like 2 of them went to college. But for even my whole dad's family, none of them dropped out of school. Most of them weren't there most of the time because they grew up on a farm, so like they would only be there for like half the days on average, but they graduated high school. So that's not an experience I'm all too familiar with. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Especially because I thought going to school in the United States was compulsory. So, like, is there a minimum age that you can drop out at? Or, you know, I don't know. I do have quite a few family members that were homeschooled throughout the entirety of their schooling experience from, you know, preschool, elementary level, all the way up through high school. They seemed happy with it. Karina Smirnoff, you still in the chat? Haven't heard from you for a while. Makes me nervous that we're going to be vulnerable to the bots when they appear. pretty quick here. If I don't kill the griffin on like this next try, I think I'm gonna leave the cave and try exploring somewhere else. Because this is just not working. And I'm doing the old beating my head against a stone wall type gameplay. And that's not the smart way to play a game. How the heck did that not kill the zombie? That zombie was tough. Yeah, if I don't kill the griffin this time, I'm gonna leave the cave and explore somewhere else. Go back to my home village, maybe do some of those side quests that are over there. I'm probably just too underleveled for this. Or maybe, like, I don't have a good enough sword or armor or something. Suck on that, zombie. Alright, Zeus, then why do you want 8 kids? Just for funsy daisies, or you have a pretty firm belief that you can do it better, or what's up? If it's not too personal for me to ask. I just find it interesting when I meet someone that's got a specific number like that and it's decently high. Like I said, I would, in an ideal world, I would like a couple more kids. Love the kids I've got, and I feel like at least 2 more, you know? I feel like 5 is a good sweet spot. Especially now that my 2 oldest ones are in school now, so... Once they get to school, it's a lot less work, because they're just not in the house anymore. Outbreed the stupid people. I guess that's fair. That makes sense. It's like, have you seen Idiocracy? Because the first, or that first montage scene from Idiocracy where it explains why there's so many stupid people. And how like no one smart exists anymore. That's like the funniest part in the entire movie, in my opinion. Estonian Gamer says the world ain't perfect. Of course the world ain't perfect. What does that have to do with having kids? The world's never ever been perfect. You know, I guess it's fair. I don't know if I'm actually doing any damage to this griffin a lot of that time. Crap. I don't think I'm gonna live through this boss fight. Oh yeah, anyway, Zeus, have you seen Idiocracy? Basically, the point of that scene is just that the reason why in the future there's no smart people and it's all stupid people is the, oh, I get it, you said, in a perfect world, I'd like to have more kids. Well, it's just, there's limitations that make it so it's unlikely that I will have more kids. And obviously, I'm perfectly satisfied with the 3 I have. I don't need any more. It's just, I could have some more, and that would be great. Yeah, Idiocracy's pretty funny. It's, Luke Wilson is the main character, Owen Wilson's brother. Yeah, like, all the quote-unquote smart people just stopped having kids. It was a funny commentary for today's society, because we've got all these college-educated couples out there who are supposed to be the most intelligent people in the world, you know? And, they're constantly waiting until they're ready or doing it later. They keep putting it off later and later and later. And then they're in their 40s and they can't have kids, or they can have 1, but that's it. And they struggle and all that sort of stuff. And no matter how educated a lot of these people in the United States are, they don't understand that the reason why the vast majority of people that have ever been born, their parents were in their 20s. Some of them in their 30s, but the vast majority is when your parents in their 20s. It's because it's when it's the easiest to have children. Yes, it may not be financially easy, like it's difficult to support children at that age, you know, for a lot of people in their career, but physically and mentally and just health-wise, it is by far the easiest time to have children. There we go, we got our shield going again. Waiting until your 40s basically means if you have any, and they survive and you survive, it's probably just going to be the one. Have you heard of the movie 1944? It's an Estonian World War II movie. I don't think so. Karina Smirnov says, I love kids. I want like 4 to 5. Yeah, like I said, I have 3, and 3's great. You know, I have absolutely no complaints about the 3 children I have. But I could see myself having 2 more. I think 5 is a real sweet spot for the, you know, and I could see if someone's never had any kids, that they obviously, I always tell people have 1 first, you know. I don't tell people to just have 1, but I say before you plan how many kids you're going to have the first one. You know, because then it gives you an accurate idea of what taking care of a kid entails. I'm actually doing surprisingly well on this fight. I just have to... It's when I do that, when he hits me with the jump attack, that's when I lose too much health. Because I get 4 or 5 hits in, then I block immediately and back up. That seems to be working. Because then I get enough that I can use my heal every once in a while. See? We're staying alive. I'm actually winning this one. It's because I Oh, I did it! It's because I threatened not to do it again and the game heard me. That's great. I love it. I finally beat the stupid boss fight. Anyway, I have not heard of that movie, Estonian Gamer. What is 1944? I mean, you say it's an Estonian World War II movie. I would have guessed that from the fact that it's in 1944. What's the plot? Anyway, Cyrus says, Toki, it's us. Can you hear us? Toki says, what? Where am I? What happened? Oh, it's you travelers again. You've been gone for a while. So I went looking for another entry to this mine. That's when I slipped and fell into the dark. That's all I can remember. You guys looked all freaked out. What's the matter? This guy has some nerves. How come he does not remember a single thing? There was that vicious magic again. This must be from another one of those Gan-Ti relics High Priestess Elena was talking about. I have good news. I found the cannon powder. It's over there. Come on and follow me. Oh good, this is the cannon guy that teleports us. Or, I assume it's teleportation. Fast travel of some sort. You put the trailer in Discord? Okay, I'll have to watch it after this. I'm just going to skip this dialogue because I don't really care about it. I'm playing this game mostly for gameplay. Anyway, that's cool. We got... So apparently we got another achievement there, Black Gold, but I'm glad we killed the stupid boss. I'm just going to skip all this dialogue. Blah, blah, blah. They put too much in. Like I said, if you're doing a game like this, just a tip from someone who plays a lot of games and knows on average how much people can stand. It's a movie about Estonian Brothers War. Oh, let me guess. Yeah, certain people in Estonia, quite a few fighting for either side. Yep, look at that. It's going to teleport us. Or fast travel, I should say. That makes sense. That checks out. Well, we should be getting to the Great Desert now. I probably shouldn't have gone straight to the Great Desert. I probably should have went back to my village and did those 2 side quests that were active over there. That probably would have been the smart thing to do, but it wouldn't have been as adventurous. And it took us so long to get out of that cave that I want to continue onward. That sounds interesting, Estonian Gamer, and it's especially, it might be good considering the fact that I am not overly familiar with the activities in Estonia for World War II. Here's a camel. This place looks deserted, and as if a fight took place. Let's not waste time and look for clues and where to find Mazu. Hey, there's a chest. That could be a clue, or just full of gold. Oh, it's locked. Of course it's locked. Why would anyone have a chest that they don't lock? This tent doesn't appear to be enterable. Hey, Dave Zilla's back. War is brutal. Oh, for sure, Estonian Gamer, especially World War II. Would you believe it if I said I am having trouble breathing today? Twitch09 said, Yo dude, loved your videos on Metro Exodus and Kingdom Come Deliverance. Hello, I'm glad you liked them. Those are both excellent games. Metro Exodus is probably the most immersive game I've ever played. And Kingdom Come Deliverance is just one of the best overall games that I've ever played. Well, here's a blocked up entrance. course, we can't get into that until I've done some combat to build up my perk streak thingy. It's a weird system. But thanks for dropping by and telling me that. Oh, I found a rare artifact. It's always fun to see where people... Ooh, it's another one of those tree spirits. It's always fun to see where people joined the channel from. Want to watch 1944 now? I sadly have to see you tomorrow. Oh, we'll see you later, Estonian Gamer. Hope you enjoy the movie. Twitch says it sure is, except they mixed up San Diego and San Francisco with the DLS, which I find DLC. That is funny. Well, but to be fair, for a foreigner, San Francisco and San Diego might as well be the same thing. But for someone from the United States, that is a pretty funny mistake, considering they're like several hundred, if not 1,000 miles apart. I don't think they're quite 1,000. I think it's probably only a few hundred miles apart, but definitely totally different cities. Alright. On the bright side, this doesn't appear to be very open, so I doubt I'm going to get lost. Oh. The controller has vibrated itself down back onto the desk again, so it's making noise. We got a duck in a World War II German helmet, and we've got whatever these things are. At first I was guessing, like... I like how it's throwing hand grenades, that's fun. These things have a lot of life. Suck on that. Dang, they ain't dead yet. Ah! I'm stuck! There we go. Ooh, it still got me. You guys seeing this Nazi duck here? It's too bad Estonian Gamer left. He'd have got a kick out of that. There we go, we can heal at least. Oh, we got rid of the two scorpion dog things. Now we can focus on Nazi duck. Oh, I thought that was going to be harder. Anyway, we got him. What's this thing? I found a Kiko bird. Okay. Apparently that's all. Not as climactic as... Oh good, 2 more of these weird dog things and another Nazi duck. Oops. I'm gonna get my shield up. I like that the grenades damage the weird dog things. Ah! I don't love that the hitbox for the animal things appears to stop me from moving on. Dave Zill says, I'm just loading up KCD now. Time to hunt down some horsens. That is correct. I do love Kingdom Come Deliverance. Come on, guys. I'm trying to focus on a game I've never played before. Quit reminding me that there's a way better game out there that I could be playing instead. I know that after the stream last time, because I was doing that hardcore stream, because I think I had just finished the prologue, and I was over in Rete. Look, another one of these things, a Kiko bird. Hopefully I find a whole bunch of them and it gives me some sort of a really cool prize. But anyway, I had just gotten to Rete, and I was doing a little bit of off-screen playing, just for fun, because it's a fun game. And I basically just picked a ton of flowers. What is this game? This game is called Divinia Chronicles, Legends of Gan-Ti. It is an indie game, developed, I assume by an Eastern studio, but so far it's had quite a few World War II style German references in it. The Gan-Ti, which are the generic evil baddies in this game, have a like flag and arm insignia that is suspiciously similar to the Nazi symbol from World War II. And those ducks that were just throwing hand grenades at me definitely shared some more of that inspiration. So it's a weird game. This is honestly a pretty weird game. Come on, you. But yeah, after I'd finished the stream last time when I was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, ooh, 10,000 gold. Nice. I had gone to Rete, and if you go just up the road from Rete back towards, what's the middle town, Ledechko? There's some fields there on the side. Hey, look, another one of those Kiko birds. There's some fields that are just loaded with flowers and other plants, so I just picked all of them until I had leveled my herbalism all the way up. Use. Oh, I don't want to go out into the desert. That seems dangerous. And also leveled my strength up a long way because leg day was one of the perks. Dave Zell says, I gotta finish off the Lords of Lipa set today. It's tourney time. Oh, that's still... so, stat-wise, the Lords of Lipa set is, I think, number 3, possibly 4 for the best armor sets in the game. But it is my favorite looking. I absolutely love it. It looks so... Ooh, 2 Nazi ducks. Enemies are getting a little intense. Quite a few of these annoying dog things that take forever to kill. And now we got 2 Nazi ducks. The only good thing about the Nazi ducks is that they toss these hand grenades, which deal some pretty heavy damage to the weird scorpion dogs. Only problem is the grenades also do some damage to me, which I don't love. There we go. Boom! That time it did damage to him. Ah! I didn't know they threw another one. Of course, now that I'm seeing hand grenades and something that's vaguely German-esque, I just want to go play a Sanso again. Love that game. Getting pretty close to leveling the assault all the way up. I think we had it to 17 by the time we quit. The Horsens will have to wait. No, the Lords of Lipa set is awesome. Hey, look, another Kiko bird. Hopefully, we're going to get some sort of a prize, because I found, what, 4 of these things already? Ooh, so we can go out there. We'll kill the Nazi duck first. Hopefully that'll have done enough damage to make it worth it. Hey, we killed the Nazi duck. Now we just gotta take care of this weird dog things. Man, the vibration on the controller is a little annoying. It won't stay up on its place. I've got a little notebook there that I'm setting it up on to muffle the sound, but basically every time I take damage, it vibrates decently hard, and so it's slowly sliding its way down onto the desk. There we go. We'll move that again. Yeah, the only shame about the Lords of Lipa armor is that if you lose it, it's lost. Hey look, a prisoner. Get away from me, I am only a poor soul of the desert. What's going on? Who locked you in this cage? I have a bad feeling about this. Get ready, everyone. Oh, let me guess, another freaking boss fight? I'm not ready for this. Good. Good, good, good. A boss fight. Well, we'll start with this. Well, on the bright side, there's no giant one-hitting bosses this time. That griffin was insane. Ah! That can't have been... Was that all from one hit? I just went down... Okay, good, it wasn't. Whew! I thought I just... That was how much damage these dog things did. I was like, I was down to no life there. Ooh, boy. We got the shield going on. Shield's definitely useful. I was discounting it early on, but it makes me take significantly less damage. Yeah, that gap from the last hit in the combo to the next time I'm able to start one is insane. It's such a long gap. Well, we got the 2 regular ones, now we're just dealing with these black ones, which... Look! A little bit more like a Scottish Terrier, but also mixed with a black crab. Which is interesting. They definitely have more life, and I think they deal more damage, too. But they're not nearly as overpowered as that griffin was. That thing was insane. I think I'm about to level up. Owie! Karina Smirnov says, oh, wait. Dave Zilla said, I've got 2 pieces to go. What I've got so far is awesome. I never had the DLC stuff until a couple weeks ago. Oh, it's excellent. First of all, the DLCs are all pretty fun. And I like having them to play during the game. Like, they're more fun if you just play them as they unlock in the game and not afterwards. And the tournament was very fun. It definitely offered quite a bit of replayability for me. But on the whole, the amorous adventures of the Bold Sir Hans Capon were pretty dang good. There we go. We killed one of them and leveled up. This other one can't be far behind. Karina Smirnov says, hoping my head starts to feel better. Feels like I was hit with a frying pan. That's interesting. Were you? Because that would explain why it feels that way. My best question for you would be, have you eaten anything today? And have you drank any water? Because most people's headaches are from either lack of important nutrients, be they sugar, fat, or whatever, or dehydration. Are you hurt, stranger? The monsters are gone. Please calm down. I'm calm. Alright, let's just open this guy up. Get him out of here. I don't care about his sad backstory. I just want whatever he's going to give me. Hey, look, 2 more achievements. I'm guessing this game isn't very long. Hassam, thanks again for getting me out of this cage, young lord. I owe you a lot. See what those monsters did to my camp? Okay, so he's in charge of this camp, and the monsters just... Ooh, armor! Hopefully I could buy a set of it for my 50,000 gold. There was a chest over by him that I should go open up. Chapter complete? That was really easy. Okay, that's still locked. Let's see what else he wants. Young lord, I have one favor to ask you. My beloved Kiko birds have vanished. Oh, okay. Alright, so I have to find the Kiko birds to get the rest of the armor. Desert Vindicator, made of rare leathers from the north.
Sure.
These must be the ones I've already found.
Welcome. All right.
Archkeeper's plate mail. Damage reduction 10. It's 5,000 coins. That's pretty cheap. Anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway. I'm going to go find the rest of those Kiko birds. And also I want to open up that other chest. Because there was a chest by the section where I found him in his cage. There was a chest there that I hadn't opened yet. Hopefully I don't have to fight all the monsters on the way again. I mean, if I do, at least... Oh, wait. I can level this up. Yeah, look at that. If I have to fight them on the way again, at least I'll get XP. Oh, yeah. They weren't dead till after this, were they? Dave Zill says he still hasn't done the Hans one. I'm avoiding the main story for now. Oh, that's in open world games. I always do it that way. I'll play, like, a main story mission, and then I'll do all the side content from the entire game that's currently available. And then I'll do another main story mission. And then I'll do all the side content that's currently available. It's my favorite way to play open world games. I feel like I have to get a new sword. This one probably just doesn't do enough damage. I feel like that's why these fights take so long. Because I don't think, like, the damage really improves that much every time I level up. And I can't be expected to just use special attacks all the time. Take that, Disco Duck. Ouch. Haha. The duck sounds like Donald Duck. It's funny. Right. I would say out of the DLCs, my favorite one was either a woman's lot, just because it added the most content, like, by far, or Band of Bastards. Band of Bastards was definitely the most fun, and so, like, the pound-for-pound content on the Band of Bastards was the best DLC. The From the Ashes DLC was pretty fun because you get to rebuild Provislevitz, which is awesome, you know. That's a cool thing that everybody likes being able to do in their games, or at least most people, I should say. And it did add some new content, like the Sinew Longbow, which was super powerful, and some great horses to the game. So, it was a good DLC. I would say the content in the Amorous Adventures, the Bold Sir Hans Capon, is pretty fun, but it is a shorter mission, and it's pretty nonsensical. It's like the tournament is probably the most serious content of the game, and then the main mission of that DLC is... It's just another bro mission with Hans Capon, basically. Aha, that's probably the last Keiko bird. So I'm excited to see what reward I get for delivering all those birds. Now we have to fight this big batch of enemies again. Said I'm also playing 2 different builds, a knight and a rogue / thief at the same time, so I'm slow to progress. That's fair. I mean, I usually when I'm role playing in KCD, I don't usually mix builds on the same save. Like if I'm being a rogue, assassin, murderer, thief type character, that'll be the only thing I do in that game. So like the best way to adapt that for combat, for the missions where you have to get into open combat, is just an archer. Because it works the best with it. You can stick with light armor and stay far away. You don't have to worry about your strength or your other martial combat skills being too high. Because, you know, you just sit from a distance and shoot them with arrows. But, you know, for sneaking up and murdering, it's a great build. But outside of that, like I said, I'll either do... My favorite ones are either a medium combat archer, a master swordsman, which specializes in 2-handed swords, or the general knight, which is going to use either a metal-plated battle axe or a ceremonial mace, a small round shield, usually the cumin shield, cumin metal shield, and nice heavy plate armor. I'm on 2 different saves. I just explained that partly. Oh, I get it. You switch back and forth. Aha. Makes sense now. Well, we'll see if another one of those birds is down here, because this is the end of the desert area, which makes it a rather small area. And if there isn't one down here, then I'm going to go ahead and guess that I found them all. Oh, there's one right there. Look at that. That's got to be the last one. Now, how do I get up here to open up this chest? That's the real question. Ooh, I feel like I almost got up there. This spot looks slightly higher. Oh, we were almost on it. It'll probably be something that I'm doing wrong. These rocks keep nudging me out of the way. That's annoying. I want this chest. There we go. Woo-wee! Rare artifact. Bomb diggity. We did it. We're the best. Let's just check over behind these rocks for another one of those birds, so that way if I run all the way back, hopefully he doesn't go, oh, you could find these birds for me. Because he didn't tell me how many I needed to find. I don't see any over here. I'm pretty sure we looked pretty carefully. We'll kill the monsters and make our way back. Suck on that, Nazi duck. Yeah, on the bright side, the boss fight for the desert area was considerably easier than that boss fight in the cave. Which is weird, considering the progression did lock it, so we had to do the cave first before we could come to the desert. Because the guy who had the, like, gunpowder to fire the cannon was locked in the cave. That's why we had to go in there. There we go. Alright, we'll carefully look for those Keiko birds on the way back, but I think we found them all. Because I did find quite a few of them. Okay, so we could still go out there, but I don't want to go out there. I want to go back, turn in the Keiko birds, and buy whichever suit of that armor was the better armor. So we'll finally have some armor. I think the guy in my home village was the guy that sold multiple different swords. Dave Zill says, that's literally my current loadout, except for the cumin, down to the cumin shield, except the bailiff's mace. So what do you use instead of the bailiff's mace? I like the metal cumin shield. It's great for parrying. It's got a decently high defense and durability, so it's just a nice durable shield, and it looks cool. And gives my knight a slightly more, like, unique look than all the men-at-arms around him, because he's not walking around with the heater shield, or even the boost shield. I don't like the boost shield in the game. It definitely is great for defense and has some of the best stats in the game, other than the boreback shield. But it just looks too big and bulky for a foot soldier. And considering mounted combat sucks in Kingdom Come Deliverance, that's like the thing that they did the worst, because mounted combat is basically garbage in KCD. I never liked it. I always dismount from my horse if I'm planning on doing combat. Use the bailiff's mace over the ceremonial mace? Okay, so I used to use the bailiff's mace over the ceremonial mace. The reason I stopped is because their stats are basically identical, but the difference is the ceremonial mace has a higher jab stat, so like, because it has the little point on the top, so if you do the quick stabbing attacks, which I actually do quite a bit with the mace, because they're good for breaking through blocks and depleting stamina because they're nice and quick, you know, you don't really miss them a lot. and it's got a higher jab score. So I like using the ceremonial mace more than the bailiff's mace. I used to be a bailiff's mace man until I figured that out. But then, like I said, in my most recent complete playthrough, I discovered that the metal-plated battle axes on the whole are better than either of the maces. Because they have slightly less blunt damage, but still really close, and so, like, slightly less knockback and everything. But they make up for it with having way higher slash damage. Alright, let's see if he is happy with the amount of Keiko birds we got.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Well, let's see. Doesn't... There's a red arrow. I don't know what that means. Beans. We must have missed a Keiko bird. Well, that's annoying. Let's buy a suit of armor. This one is 15,000.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. My pleasure.
Okay, we got the Desert Vindicator.
You wish.
We got both of them. I don't know why we're not wearing them. They look cool.
Welcome, alright.
Oh, cool, they're swords. Oh, sweet. So, this one is 12,000.
Yeah, sure.
This one is 5,000. This one is 2,000. I'm gonna guess this one's 1,000. Oh, that's the one I've already got. Alright, well, we'll get the... I should have enough. Yeah, I've got plenty. I've got 46,000. So we got that one. Might as well get them all right away, right? Alright, now let's use... Stop getting in my way, Keiko birds. Yeah! We got a new sword, boys! Alright, let's see if we can't put on that Desert Vindicator armor. Yeah! The mail looks cooler, but I think the Desert Vindicator had significantly better stats to it. Anyway. I missed the stab stat. Good call. Yeah, the ceremonial mace is better because of that stab stat. And I just started leveling my axe stat based on you saying that yesterday. Plus, those axes look great. That's true, though. They're awesome. So basically, there's two variants. They're both very good, but again, you're going to have a difference because one of them has a point coming out of the top, and so that one has a slightly better stab stat again, so it's just a slightly better axe. Other than that, they're basically identical. Alright, let's see how much easier it is to kill the enemies now that we've got some armor and a weapon. Ooh! The sword is significantly more powerful. See, I was hitting 23s there. I think the highest I was hitting... Yeah, we're hitting at the 20s now. Highest I was hitting before was like 14, I think. So that's good. And I still have 27,000 left. That's crazy. You get a lot more gold than you need in this game. I mean, maybe when we get to the capital city, there will be really expensive gear to buy. Yeah, plus the advantage of the axes, they go really well with the round shield. I think the theme is very nice. Alright, we killed the Nazi duck. I'm gonna go back to that back area. We'll take the right path again, just in case, because I must have missed one of these Keiko bird thingies. Either that or I have to go out into the desert. We'll just look very, very carefully on our way there. Not seeing it. The bright side, we're almost to level 13 already. I like that I didn't have to do any character customization and I'm still playing as a red-haired guy. It's nice. It's like the game was made for me. Other than the style and gameplay and story. Just the character. Ooh, if I could get up there, I would bet that it's something up here. Because I haven't been up there. And there are rocks that make it seem like I'm supposed to be able to get up here. But I'm guessing that's not the case. Okay. If you guys see a bird that I'm missing back here, other than the Nazi ducks, you let me know, okay? Karina Smirnov says, I'm eating a pulled pork sandwich and it's helping. Ooh, that sounds good. I could go for a nice hot pulled pork sandwich with plenty of cheese on it. Maybe some Dijon mustard on the bottom. Of course, it would be best if I had rye bread, which I don't. But, you know, some Dijon mustard down on the bottom. Caramelized onions on top. Ooh, that'd be yummy. Plenty of cheese. There we go. Well, Karina Smirnov, if you were off making a sandwich, you missed it. We got ourselves a new sword and some new armor. And we're looking for the last bird. Or birds, I guess. It didn't say how many I was missing, but I'm missing at least one because it didn't finish the mission. So I'm checking this area one more time before I go off into the desert, just assuming that his last birds are out there. Oh, excuse me. On the bright side, the armor definitely does help me take less damage, too. Oh, the Lucerne Hammer's awesome, Dave Zilla. Is there a way to put polearms in your inventory? No, there's not. There are mods that fix the polearms in the game so you can actually use them like regular weapons. That's one thing that I'm guessing Warhorse had plans for the polearms, because they are the best weapons in the game by far. Like, you can be a level 1 nobody and pick yourself up a Lucerne Hammer or some other good polearm, like a Bohemian Ear Spoon or something like that, and walk into Provislevitz with even moderately good armor and just wipe out the entire camp. The polearms are way better than everything else. But no, unfortunately, there's no way in the vanilla game to effectively keep one and use it. You kind of got to drop it and hope it's there when you get back. Oh, we're going into the desert. Time to die of dehydration. Ooh, looks sandy. Alrighty. Well, I'm willing to bet that... Oh, I accidentally went back. Had a peasant kick my ass with one the other day. Yeah, no, that's the thing. The polearms in the game are so much better than anything else. So you can quickly take out even fully armored knights with a polearm. And your stats... So much sand, I can't see. Where am I? I know, I have to follow these flower things. Their game design is clever, but not too clever for me. Yeah, last night for dinner we had pork, actually. Had some roasted garlic, like the mini potatoes, like baby reds, but they weren't red, they're gold. Roasted those in the oven with some oil and garlic, and that was served up with green beans, which were cooked with butter, of course, because everything's better with butter, and then had some slow cooker pulled pork. Not like barbecue, just regular pulled pork, savory, as it were. That's what we had for dinner last night. To get my kids to eat it, I call it piggy pork. Did I answer Dr. Zowden? All I saw was Dave's fault, take my money. Was there something else? Oh, Dare, can you give me a Templar build in Elden Ring? Ooh. Let me think. I can't think of any explicitly Templar style stuff in Elden Ring. I'm trying to think. Oh wait, yeah. Oh wait, I have to sneeze. Yes, actually, there is a way to build a Templar set in Elden Ring. You have to get the Great Helmet, I think it is. It's from the merchant that you can find in Caelid. It's basically a 11th century bucket helm. And then, let me think if there's probably the Haligtree soldier's armor, because it's like got a white tabard on it. And then obviously I would just pair it with the Claymore. And that's pretty close to being Templar. And then I would just do Godric's gauntlets and boots for it. That's just for the armor and weapons to look like a Knight Templar. As far as like the build itself, I would do probably a quality build. because you're a knight. Either that or strength, considering we're going with the claymore, and it scales probably the best with strength. So, yeah, if we were doing a Templar build, that's the way that I would do it. I would do the Haligtree Knight armor or the Haligtree Soldier armor, and the, like I said, Godric's gauntlets and greaves, the Great Helm from that merchant in Caelid, and then the claymore. Either that or if you don't want to do a two-handed sword, so that would be a strength build. If I was doing it as a quality build, I would pair some sort of a kite shield. I can't remember if there's a white one with red on it, because if you could find a white and red one, that would obviously be the best. And I would pair that with either the standard short sword, the long sword, or that, whatever the Oakshot Type 12 one that I quite like. That one is the one that I used in my Lightning Mage playthrough. That was the main weapon I used for that. And that sword would probably look pretty good with it too. So, yeah, it is possible to look like a Knights Templar, and they're at least pretty close. And again, as far as the build itself goes, I would just focus really heavily on strength, dexterity, stamina, endurance. Is that the life one in there? I don't know, but let's hurry up. Well, we made it through the desert. We've got some cool armor and a cool sword. I kind of want to get back to my main village, but this is all the same place, you know? It's not a giant place and we're going from place to place. If we keep going forward, I assume we should get back somewhere, either that or to another cannon, since that's clearly the fast travel method in this game. Can't wait until we can get some of that Imperial-style guard armor that the guards had on that wouldn't let me go into the capital city, because that stuff looked like a proper set of knight's armor. Whereas this is kind of, I mean, it's cool. It's cooler than the t-shirt and shorts that I was wearing before, or whatever I was wearing, you know? But not as cool as actual plate armor. The only bummer is I did not find another one of those birds off in the desert area that I had to cross. But yes, Karina Smirnoff, I have now answered Dr. Zowden. What you could do, that would be helpful, is you could at Dr. Zowden with those instructions that I just laid out to give him the Templar build for Elden Ring. Unfortunately, a lot of the components that it would take are pretty late game, because you'd get them from the main piece of armor, the Cuirass. That comes from the Haligtree region, and that's... I mean, you can get to it decently early game, especially if you're a bit over-leveled, but otherwise it's a pretty late game location. And if you manage to get there early game, then hopefully you're good, because the enemies there are decently hard to take out. So I'm a Hospitaller right now with Guts Greatsword, so just the big iron greatsword, but wearing basic armor with the Bucket Helm, but I want to scream, "We will take Jerusalem." Basic armor. I'm trying to think. Hospitallers used black and white, right? It was black with the white cross, or was it white with the black cross? I can't remember. I can't think of any white and black themed armor. Of course, the Haligtree armor that I said to wear for the Templar build wouldn't be perfect because it's white and gold and not white and red. It would be better for a Knight of the Holy Sepulchre, because a lot of those images that we have are, instead of being white and red, they're white and gold. Yeah, black with white. That's what I thought. Black with the white cross for the Hospitallers. They had a cool looking outfit. Yeah, basically, it's going to be the same outfit for anyone there, because you're imitating that late 10th century, early 11th century knight style, and it's just going to come down to different colors, basically. Are you going for a strength build since you're using the Guts Greatsword? I would assume you are, because that's how you could most effectively use that weapon. Because if you're doing a strength build, like I said, personally, I mean, I like the Guts Greatsword. It's one of the best. That's not actually what it's called in Elden Ring. That's just what it was called in, what, Dark Souls 3? Dark Souls... Or maybe it was the first Dark Souls. I can't remember. There's a weird-looking ant thing up there. I assume I'm supposed to get up onto that side. I'm not sure how. Because this was clearly the way to get here, but is there a way to get up there? Pure quality build? Yeah, my first playthrough, I didn't play as like a Templar or something like that. I used plate armor. But I played as a quality build on my whole first playthrough. So it was funny. The quality build made me parry and do stuff like that. So it was actually relatively easy on my first playthrough to beat Malenia. So when everyone was talking about how Malenia was so hard, I actually had more difficulty with Radahn in my quality build than I did with Malenia. But when I did my next playthrough, where I did a Faith Mage, I think it was my second one, or maybe it was a Glintstone Mage, I can't remember. But it was magic-based on my second playthrough. Malenia was hard then, because I couldn't cast any spells because she would just wipe me. It took me, I don't know, a dozen or more tries to take her out on my second playthrough. You got 65 Vitality, 65 Endurance, 75 Strength, 65 Dexterity, 45 Faith, and 45 Arcane. Yeah, that's pretty quality. In fact, I would say your Faith and Arcane are probably a little high, but I'm guessing those were just requirements to use a weapon that you wanted or something. Or perhaps an enchantment. Because when I say quality, I meant I was just a sword-swinging idiot in my first playthrough. It was as quality comes. I put absolutely nothing into Intelligence, Faith, or Arcane, except for the bare minimum that was required for a couple of weapons that I wanted to use. Okay, well that's clearly the main way to go, but if I go this way, I bet you I'm going to get down onto that ledge so I can open up the chest. Yes, first we'll kill this thing. Okay, I killed a thing. It was really easy to kill, so I'm hoping I was supposed to kill that. And then we'll open this chest. There we go. Got our rare one. Min-max as F to all skills. I guess that's fair. Alright, well, we'll jump down in here. This looks a little futuristic. A little out of place. Random guy says this game looks old. It is meant to be kind of Zelda-styled. That's what the dev said. It's an indie game, so the graphics are... What the heck? This is definitely a little out of place. Dave Zilla says, horse is full and still have over 500 pounds on me. To the loot barn. What the heck is this? This is weird. Got like some court jesters and a weird bear thing. This is strange. This has gone off the rails. We've left our vague medieval fantasy setting and now we're in some sort of a weird alien hallway fighting a werewolf and some court jesters with scythes. Dr. Zoudman says, is it fun? I've been having fun with it. It's definitely unique. It's not really my, it's got a little bit more JRPG to it than I would typically play, but I'm enjoying it. And it wasn't expensive, so it's not like I have great regret for buying it. You know, I didn't pay 70 bucks for it. I feel like I paid like 14. So, for that much, can't be really, really too picky. Plus, it's, like I said, it has been just at a pure quality level, it has been pretty fun. It doesn't appear to be very big either. The island that the whole game takes place on is relatively small. And, as far as, like, achievements, if I'm judging the length of the game based on how many achievements I've gotten so far, I've gotten a lot of them so far. So I'm guessing that I'm actually probably at least halfway done with the game. Is it similar to Elden Ring? I mean... not really a lot, random guy. It's, I would say if you were going to call it Souls-like, I would call it Souls-light. Ugh. The combat can be difficult, as you saw we died there. There are quite a few bosses. The problem with the combat in it, and comparing it to Dark Souls or Elden Ring or something like that, is there's not really, there's a block, which I guess works as parry, but not really, because it doesn't parry, and then there's just one attack type. So there's not a roll, there's not... So far, I haven't found a lot of specking. There's magic. Different, like, magic trees that you can use. I've got it on the default one here, and I've unlocked this rock guy that teaches you some other ones. But, like I said, you could call it Souls-light because the boss fights can be kind of difficult. But I wouldn't call it Souls-like. There we go. Can you upgrade stats and armor? So... there's not, like, levels you can upgrade. At least I haven't found out how to do it so far. Okay, that thing I killed before was just one of those things. Okay, that's fair. But you have these, which are your magic trees. There's 4 of them. You can upgrade these as you go, and yes, there are upgradable weapons and armor. I'm wearing a set that I just got and a sword that I just got. So like I said, kind of like Elden Ring. It's a much smaller, more indie game, and obviously the style's different, but it's got similarities. In fact, I would say the graphic style on this and the art style in general is like, it's a mix between Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Borderlands. If I was going to declare it. Okay, we've pushed that. I assume we just have to do the same thing on the other side. There's also some light puzzles in this game. Which I like. I wish there was more puzzles, because I like puzzles in games. Oh, controller's falling down again. Must be taking too much damage. Eh! Come on, bear wolf. There we go. Move that controller back up. Yeah, we got into this weird alien zone, random guy. It's a little different. It's mostly medieval, like a vague medieval fantasy, but this little section that we just entered is definitely pretty different. It's full of these bears walking around in clothing and these green court jesters with sides. There we go. Killed one of the werebears. And the court jester, look at that. That one's open. Hopefully, I'm guessing guess it has some deep lore. I don't know. The problem is they kind of jam all the dialogue or whatever. It's not actually dialogue, it's just text boxes, and they give you like 100 at a time, and so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to sit here and read all of these. That's way too much. I always tell people, keep it to 4 or 5 text boxes in any given conversation, and I'll keep reading them. But you get past that, and I'm going to kind of check out. So I'm guessing there is some lore to it, I just don't really know it. The Gan-Ti is basically evil. It means bad, right? And so you're a light keeper, I think is what we are in the game. And so you're fighting against the Gan-Ti. That's, you know, kind of what I'm getting as far as the story goes. Yeah, I'm guessing we're about to get our 3rd boss fight. Or 4th? What is going on? Mazu, is that you? Ooh, octopus face. Ah! You again. Why do I have to do everything by myself? Consume them, my beautiful child. Ugh. I don't know about beautiful. Hey, stop it right there. We must stop it before it hurts Mazu. Cthulhu. Yeah, it is a little Cthulhu looking, isn't it? Well, let's see how hard it is to fight this thing. Ah! 28 damage. Well, I'm glad I got... Ooh, it shoots spikes. That's fun. Ah! And it's poisonous. Nice. Holy crap! That had some knockback to it. Stop doing that. I'm gonna have to block those spikes before they hit me next time. Okay, I could just dodge them too. There we go. That's all I wanted. So I just have to keep dodging the spikes. Only thing is they don't give you like a health bar, so you have no idea how much of the enemy. Basically, you just have to check out its combat stages. So I had to fight, the second boss fight that I did was this giant, it was a couple poisonous frogs and a giant griffin. And the griffin could basically one-hit me at the time, because I didn't have any upgraded armor or weapon or anything. So it was, that fight took me multiple attempts. It was really annoying. It was basically the whole first half of the stream. But it, That was a very Dark Souls-like boss, because it had a ridiculously large strike zone where it could hit you in, so it was just really hard to do. There we go. Ow! This one doesn't seem to be very mobile, but it is a damage sponge. The combat in this game would be significantly better if there was a dodge or roll function. That poison is also really annoying. I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to avoid it. I can block some of the poison with my sword. That's fun. Woo-wee! Didn't get hit any time at all that time. Ah, poison still got us. Yeah, there's no way to quickly retreat. Maybe I should just try turning my back on it and sprinting away. Ow! Okay, that did some damage. Ah, you died. Just gonna try hooking the controller up there so it doesn't vibrate its way down again. Oh no, is this all the way back at the beginning? Hope not. Kinda looks like it. This is basically the way that they get you to defeat the boss fights. You keep your XP and levels and stuff when you die, but it spawns you back at like the beginning of the dungeon, and you have to fight your way back again. I don't have to go death running, because it's not like I have to go pick up my souls or anything, but it forces you to level up, which I'm guessing just passively gives you a teeny bit more health and maybe a teeny bit more stamina, but it every level up you get gives you 1 point, and you can use those to upgrade your skills. Come on, bear. Yeah, basically the red screen with the black skull is basically you died. So yes, it's Souls-light. Renala vibes. Well, that last one, I would say more Elden Beast. Because it doesn't... Well, then again, Elden Beast has better mobility. I don't know. It didn't move much. It was a damage sponge. It sat there and just kind of took it. But it could still... There's no dodge. There's no dodge or roll, which I would use in Souls-like combat. So in this one, I mean, maybe there is. I should... Let's see if there's a settings. Well, you can't run back, you know. That's the closest you can do to run back. So I'm guessing you gotta turn and sprint, you know. That's a... Oh, you mean for Renella. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. As I say, I'm gonna have to try to utilize the turn and sprint instead of dodge, since there doesn't appear to be a dodge or roll. I'm guessing turn and sprint is the closest... Oh my god, how did I get killed that quick? I was clearly not paying attention to my health bar. What is that little plus sign down there? Oof. Oh, trust me, it's not the first time I let some random mob kill me. Wait a second. Ah! We get our shield up. I'm too busy strategizing for the boss fight that the little mob fights I have to do in the interim, they don't interest me. I just have to get them done. Stop killing me, you dink. There's a couple weird, finicky things to figure out in the game. For one thing, the stamina system is super weird. So, like, you can really quickly hit, I think it's like 7 strikes. I guess I haven't counted. 1, 2, 3, 4... I don't know if that should count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 6 strikes. So you get 6 strikes that you can do really rapidly. But then, it's a really long timer before you can start hitting again. And it's weird. So, like, if you hit 3 and then dodge back, you can, you know, you can do those first 3 hits in the combo again much quicker. So it seems to be better to not go all the way to 6, except I think there's a small damage multiplier for getting all the way. So I just haven't done the math to figure out if it's better to go all the way or if it's better to hit 3 or 4 times and then dodge back. blocking seems to be timing based, so if you block exactly as they're hitting you, which is hard to do because their telegraphing is not perfect, but if you block it right as they're doing it, it appears to block almost the entirety of the damage or the entirety. I should level something up. I can't. So I have 2, I'm guessing I need 3 to upgrade these. So I could upgrade any one of these, except I don't really use those. Maybe I should. We'll try that bomb on the boss when we get back up there. Ah! Can you change weapons? Yeah, but this is currently the best weapon I have available. And I don't think you can change them, like, on the road. You have to be back at the place where they are. So there's the main village you start off in had, like, a smithy at it, but I didn't have any gold when I was there. So I'm not exactly sure what was available there. But this last place, there was a desert camp that I went to. That's where I got this armor and this new sword. And I could change them there. This sword seems to be significantly better. It deals over twice the damage that the sword I was using beforehand does. And it was the most expensive out of the options, so I'm quite certain it's the best one available. I don't know if the boss types have specific weaknesses to specific weapons. That would be interesting. Take my cyclone damage. What I'm hoping for is once I'm able to get myself into the capital city, which was a locked area that I couldn't get into at first, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get significantly better weapons and armor. Because this upgrade made it significantly easier to this armor, which isn't that great, and this weapon, which is considerably better than my first one. Alright, let's try it. I wouldn't call this boss fight hard, per se. It's just that I have no idea how much progress... I'll have to skip through all this dialogue again. Dave Zell says, I took that Lucerne hammer to be repaired, and now it's in my inventory and my hands are empty. Cool. Maybe you have a bugged version of the game. Random guy says, I can't get over how much you sound like Kermit. I get that a lot. Ooh, I can't sprint in here. Oh, I can. I just couldn't do it there. Well, I got my shield on this time. Oh, it's really hard. I'm figuring maybe I have to stay behind him. Ah! Oh, I need to heal. Maybe I was gonna say, maybe his attack box is only strong from the front, so I have to kind of try to stay behind him, even though it's really difficult to do. Like I said, if there was a dodge or a roll, I wouldn't be having this much trouble. There we go. I'm gonna switch over to this side and see if I can't. Maybe these attacks are more efficient against him. Well, that one will heal my poison, at least, and give me slight healing over time. If I can get enough hits in without having to heal too frequently, I'll be able to use one of these special attacks on him. I think it took me like 6 attempts to beat the Griffin enemy, so hopefully this one doesn't take that many, because that was real annoying. It was probably like 45 minutes worth of gameplay. Ow! On the bright side, it's really easy to dodge those dart things. Whee! Maybe it's better just to stay on... Come on! Let me heal. There we go. It's holding my block longer than I want it to. That poison cloud is real hard to escape. Ah! I don't know if it's better to stay on here because this one heals me the poison, which seems to prevent a decent amount of the... Aha! Like I said, the poison cloud. It gives me slight healing. The healing on the other skill tree gave me way more, but this one also reduces poison. So if I don't manage to defeat the boss here, I'll probably switch back, you know, to the other tree for the next time I have to come up to fight him. I really like this boss room. Well, this whole setting is weird. It's like slightly alien. Basically, the whole setting of the game prior to this was, like I said, a vague medieval fantasy type of setting, whereas this one is like vaguely futuristic and alien. Yikes. Hey, we actually avoided the poison gas that time. Why am I holding the block? I think my mouse is getting stuck. That ain't good. Because it prevented that attack run from being effective at all. Oh, stop blocking. Well, there I could have used a block. It's not... Yeah, it keeps going into block, and it's preventing me from getting my combo up. On the bright side, my health's getting high enough that I don't feel like I need to use the thing right away. Ah! Yeah, there goes that. Oh, okay, he's in a different attack mode, clearly. Yeah, my guy's holding his block. It's gonna get me killed in this boss fight. Yeah, he's like automatically blocking, but it's screwing up my attack runs. Oof. I don't have any health left. Ah, there it goes. Alright. I'll do one more run on it before I go back and try doing something else. Yeah, okay, my mouse is freaking out. I haven't had this mouse that long. It can't be getting sticky already. Guess there are bugs they need to work on. I don't think it's the game. I think it's my mouse. I just bought this mouse though. I replaced my I had the Logitech G602 and I loved it. It was great. I had that one for like 3-ish years and it was great. But recently it started holding, yeah, it's doing it. It's holding the block. So it's got to be my right mouse button is wonky. Well, as much as I hate doing it on games like this, I guess I'm going to try the controller. How do I block? Okay, so attack is what, right bumper? Seems to be quicker, too. Okay, that's to cycle through the stuff. And block is left bumper. X is nothing. Ooh! Dodge! Okay, alright. B is to sprint. Y is what's Y? Y doesn't seem to be anything. A is jump. Ah, sweet, there's a dodge, and it's actually a really cool dodge. Alright, let's try this out. Okay. Ha! Alright, that's gonna make the game easier. There's a dodge feature, guys. I just... Ooh. It is a little weird, though. This is kind of weirding me out. It's, I'm not used to controlling it like this. Plus, how the heck do I... How do I use my special abilities? I don't have to hit the one on the keypad, do I? Oh, you know what? I bet you it's the... I bet you it's directional. Well, I died, but I'm figuring it out. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Alright, well, we have a dodge now. Let's figure out how to use those. Okay, so it is directional. Up is 2, left is that. Okay, and then right, what's down? Down seems to be nothing. Alright. So I just gotta, it's backwards. Attack is right bumper, whereas it was left click before. And the block is left bumper. It's also much harder to aim exactly where I want to hit when I'm using the controller. But it's not, this isn't terrible. I've played much worse games as far as this is concerned. Plus, figuring out the dodge. So clearly, I just wasn't hitting whatever the right key was for it. It's probably like tab or something like that. The dodge animation is actually kind of cool in this. I'll have to figure out exactly how, well, that'll be useful for avoiding that poisonous gas. And it would have been great during the Griffin fight, because it would have helped me dodge that aerial attack. Because, yeah, with the Griffin, I couldn't block the damage that he was doing. Well, okay, so switching to the controller was a good choice, because it's, A, I'm not holding the block anymore, because that was getting really annoying. And B, we figured out dodging, which should make the game infinitely easier. What do you think, random guy? We got a dodge now. I'm probably going to overuse it now that I got so used to not having it. These things have a ton of life. There we go. What's the use button? Okay, so Y is the use button. They have a weird control. Incredible! Alright, what was run? B was run. Yeah, it's definitely wonky to play it with the controller, but it's not bad. And like I said, at least I'm not holding block now. That was really screwing up my attack patterns in that last boss fight. I feel like we'd have got him if it wasn't for that. Plus, it's a little bit quicker using the, because I don't have to switch my finger up to hit the numbers to use our, magic. Oops. Itchy. Well, we're not dead yet. We'll see if we make it up to the boss fight. I think I'm getting used to the controller. Feels a little weird. Hands feel a little weird, too. Normally, I don't play with a controller for games like this, so it's a little strange. But it's given me the vibe that possibly the game was, they designed it to be used with a keypad. It's nice, that backflip dodge is nice to, Ooh, I do not play Persona. I know quite a few people that do, I've just never given it a try. There we go. Alright, my hands are already cramping up from using the controller, though. I'm not used to it. Ah! Alright, time for the boss fight. We can dodge now, so I've got a good feeling about the boss fight. Why do you ask? Do you play Persona? Hopefully it'll be quicker to skip dialogue this way, too. Oh, so I just press A to skip these. Are you into turn-based games in general? I've played a decent amount of turn-based games. We were talking about strategy games before this. Well, that would be a turn-based game, but I play a lot of Total War. There we go. I don't know. I play Civ 5. That's a turn-based game. It's a turn-based strategy game. But I don't play, like, if you mean, like, Final Fantasy, because I feel like when I played a Final Fantasy game, that was turn-based. Woo-wee! I can't get too comfortable, or I'm gonna end up getting myself killed. Because I should have healed there. Oh, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! Oh, poison got me. It's gonna take me a little while to get used to playing it on the controller now, because it feels so much different. I'll try it one more time because we got the controller. I'll try it one more time before I decide to go do something else instead. It's possible that I'm just underleveled for this area. Like I said, when I'm streaming, I do this all the time when I'm playing games by myself, but when I'm streaming, I shouldn't do the old beat my head against the brick wall style of playing. It's not very smart. Doesn't make for the most engaging stream, probably. I don't know. Come on, stamina. There we go. That was a weird flip. Probably not entirely necessary. There we go. Killed the stupid thing. All that matters is I'm not holding my blocks when I shouldn't be. Yeah, like I said, I just, I've never been into them. I've always been more of a fan of timing-based direct combat when it comes to personal controlled games. So, I play some strategy games that are turn-based. I play a lot of... basically, other than, like, Mount and Blade, which is a hybrid of strategy and direct combat, I don't play a whole lot of deferred combat games other than strategy games. I like having to do the thing myself, you know? I guess I should say, I did play one turn-based game quite a bit. It was a PS2 game, and it was called Middle-earth, or Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. It was basically a parallel storyline to the Lord of the Rings story, which I don't know, but I assume you're familiar with, where you played as a pseudo-fellowship that kind of went along the same path as the Fellowship of the Ring. And that was turn-based combat. That was one where you just selected the different attacks and you built up a team and you, like... That was turn-based, and I played that one a lot, so... I just liked it because I'm a huge Tolkien fan, basically. You just seem like someone who likes strategy games with a lot of depth. I mean, I like... When it comes to strategy games, other than, like, Civilization, I don't like what you'd call grand strategy. I like combative strategy games. Like Total War, and everyone tells me that I would like Hearts of Iron. But like, I played a little bit of Crusader Kings, it was fine. You know, I liked it enough to play 2 full playthroughs. Ouch. Why don't I pay attention? Like I said, I liked it enough to do 2 full playthroughs of Crusader Kings 3, but I didn't like it enough to play much more than that. I would still like it if this game had a little bit more variety in the attacks. Maybe at least a heavy and a light attack, you know? Or some sick combos other than just the basic combo chain. That would definitely make the dodge slash roll, jump, whatever you want to call that, feature definitely helps. That helps make me like the combat considerably more. But I would like it more if it could be a little bit more dynamic. There we go. I was wondering, I didn't think we'd killed him. There we go. Let's level up the... well, we'll level up this poison one since that's the one... Oh crap, we only have one. Random guy's gotta go to work. Well, we'll see you later, random guy. Thanks for stopping by. Looks like it's down to just me and you again, eh, Davezilla? Chat's not very active today, probably because of the game I'm playing. Fun game, though. I'm having fun with it. I want to finish this boss fight, because I'm running out of time. I'll have to go get the kids from school soon, but, I would like to finish this boss fight before I do. So it's not the first thing I have to do next time. Karina Smirnoff's here, she's just not talking. She's lurking. Karina Smirnoff, you're not supposed to lurk. You're supposed to keep the conversation going. Dr. Zowden, of course. I could never forget you. You gave me money. What do you guys think? What do you think my strategy should be with the big blob monster this time, if I make it there? I think, well, the way I went the longest was by using the other skill tree. Lexi1397 is also here. All of you guys saying that you're here, that's great. Why weren't you talking to me? I get so lonely. Anyway, the longest I survived so far in any of these attempts was where I was using the other magic tree, the one where I had the slower healing, but the one that gave me the poison heal. That seemed to be the one I survived the longest in. If it hadn't been for the fact that my mouse started... Bullet's been here the whole time. Bullet, you lurker! I think this is the first time you said anything this time, so you'll have to forgive me for not knowing you were here before that. Smack it until it dies. That's a good strategy. Oh crap. I thought I was already in the boss fight. That's right, I have another secondary room yet to go. These bear things remind me of the bad guys from Kung Fu Panda. Probably because their outfit and the fact that they're animals. But that's what they look like to me. What I want to do is get my combat chain all the way up before I get in there without losing all my health. So I can start it off by throwing a bomb at him. Because I'm hoping that that'll be a very effective attack against him. Alright, our health is still high enough. Let's get in there. Busy collecting nettle. Oh, you're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance too? Everyone gets to play Kingdom Come Deliverance except for me. And Dr. Zowden's advice is get good, scrub. That's probably the best advice. My hands feel weird playing with the controller. I'm not used to it. Let's just skip all this dialogue, get in there. I'll run right up to it, I'll drop the bomb, and then I'll stick with the poison resistance. Since this is a very poison-centric monster. Ooh! That stunned it. Ah! Stupid darts. The problem is like, using the controller, I don't think to block as much. Of course, maybe it's just my over-reliance on the dodge now that I found the dodge key. Mother ape-ass! Okay, I'm gonna have to leave here and go do something else. Well, it's important to pick nettles, because A, herbalism, obviously, but then also, once you've unlocked Leg Day... Holy crap! I'm actually getting late. I'll play a little bit yet, because I want to go back to, the main village area and find out what's going on there. I don't want to quit quite yet. But anyway, you want to get your herbalism up, but also you want to get Leg Day so you can get your strength up through picking stuff. Plus, if you pick nettles, you pick enough of them, you get poison resistance, which is nice. I'm not going to fight all the ducks and dogs, I'm just going to run past them. Alright, let's get going. I'll have to come back for that boss fight later. Should Soulsborne/Rings games have an easy mode? My personal opinion is no, but it's not because I don't think games should have an easy mode for people who don't want it to be tough. I don't really care. You know. It just doesn't bother me at all. If they put an easy mode in, it wouldn't bother me. But the reason why I wouldn't, if I was FromSoft, why I would not include an easy mode, is because their games don't have that much depth. Once you get past, like, the boss fights and stuff, the boss fights are the main content. So if you make them easier, the game just gets whittled down to a much smaller and emptier game, in my opinion. So no, I don't think they should. Souls. Dave Zill says, I miss the days of picking nettle. I'm now swamped in responsibility as the bailiff. Are you the bailiff of Pervislovitz? Did you do that already? It's a good way to make money. One of the harder achievements that I had to get on my, I think it was my third playthrough, was the one where you make it all the way through and rebuild Pervislovitz without being able to read. It was a fun achievement to make it through. It was much more difficult to make it through the game illiterate, though. So a fun challenge if you guys haven't tried it yet. Don't ever learn how to read. It definitely makes the game more challenging. But it is possible. So yeah, Dr. Zowden, like I said, it wouldn't bother me if they suddenly started having an easy mode or just various different difficulty settings, but I don't think it would be a smart decision for FromSoft. What's this hole here? What's this say? Camp Palmshade. Okay, so apparently the hole just isn't explained. Maybe I'm supposed to get the birds in here? I have no idea. Well, I think we've got everything we can get from here, so how the heck do we get back? Is it possible for us to get back to where we came from? I just realized there's no cannon or anything here. And I guess we didn't walk in here, we got shot in here. So do I have to... Oh, no, wait. Maybe I can... Maybe it's through here. Crap. If I build up the combat counter, I should be able to come up and blow that up. So that's what we'll do. We will run in here, find some combat, build it up until I can do a bomb, and then come back. Popped up after I beat run, so I figured it would give me a northern spot to sell loot. Oh no! Once you get Pervitzlevitz all the way fixed up and get the stores put in and everything, it becomes the best spot for selling loot. Because you can get your... both a trader there and either an armor smith or a swordsmith, and you can get their inventory or whatever their, you know, their available purchasing money to be decently high. Yeah, I like how Sir Divish is basically like, here, I'm not giving you this city, but I will give you the giant responsibility of running it and making sure it's, you know, safe and successful and all that sort of stuff. And I'm also not going to pay for it. You are. Have fun. I mean, I would get why you'd want to do it back in that day and age if you're Henry, because it's way above your status. You know, it would give you a tremendous amount more authority and respect and everything, but I'll never financially recover from this. Hopefully, once I go back through this blue thing, I'll still have those combat points. We'll see if it carries over. It does! Look at that! Okay, so let's go blow up that little rock wall thingy and see if we can get back to our main town from there. God, it's so far away. I really hope those aren't time-based, because if they disappear before I get there, I'm going to be peeved. Come on! Let's go, let's go, let's go! There we go. Blow it! Boom, boom. What do we got through here? Well, here's a chest. I like it already. Rare artifact shard. Dang right I did. Betcha we're gonna find another one. Hey, look, it's that ant thing. We got 3 of those now. I was hoping to find the last bird over here. You know, it would make sense. Doesn't appear to be anything up on this tiny little plateau. I was also hoping we'd find a cannon in here and it would allow us to get back to our spot. But it does not appear to be doing that. That is a bummer. I was really, really hoping that this was the way out. So basically, now that we're here, I have to defeat that slime monster before I can go back to any other part on the map. That is rough. At least if I could find this last bird thing, I could, well, let's... No, that's not what we want. We want... that. Can't really interact with anything on this map. So, I'm not sure what these little icons mean. But I'm right by the little yellow exclamation mark thingy, and the red arrow, I assume, is the boss fight. No cannon, though. Not ideal. So not only do I not know where to find that last bird thingy that I need to complete his stupid mission, but, the boss fight keeps kicking my butt. Well, I think the most sensible thing to do, since I'm hitting a brick wall today, is to end the stream here, since I've already been going for 2.5 hours. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks a bunch to Random Guy, to Dave Zilla, to Dr. Zowden for the super chat. That's always much appreciated. Karina Smirnoff and Lexi for moderating. Bullet for lurking all day. And Redneck Zeus for being pretty active today. And then also earlier we had Definitely Not Estonian Gamer. He was active for quite a while too. So it was awesome to have all you guys here. It's always fun to hang out. But that's all for today. We'll probably stream Isanzo tomorrow, but who knows? I don't know. You guys playing all your Kingdom Come Deliverance might get me to start playing that. Start streaming that a little bit more because I do love that game. But we'll see y'all next time.